Imagine this: your head is severed by a sharp sword, yet for a brief chilling moment you're still aware. You might feel the fall, the shock of impact, your eyes blinking, lips struggling to form words, consciousness fading slowly into oblivion. This horrifying possibility haunted Anne Boleyn, second wife of King Henry VIII, and history's most infamous executed queen. But Anne's final moments were far more disturbing than the swift swing of a blade. They were the culmination of a calculated campaign to destroy not only her life, but her legacy. Anne wasn't just executed, she was systematically erased. Henry VIII didn't just want her gone, he wanted her legacy destroyed. Her execution was political theatre, designed to terrify anyone who dared defy the king, especially a woman who had risen too high. On May 19, 1536, Anne approached her execution after enduring 17 days of psychological torment. Locked within the cold stone walls of the Tower of London, the very fortress where she'd once prepared for her coronation, she faced relentless interrogation and isolation, stripped of dignity and support. Anne was charged with fabricated crimes of adultery, incest and treason. Accusations so absurd they'd be dismissed instantly in any fair trial today. Yet in Tudor England, truth bent to the will of a king. Henry meticulously planned Anne's execution. He summoned Jean Rambaud, an expert swordsman from Calais, who unknowingly travelled to England, unaware that his target was a crowned queen. Paid handsomely, Rambaud practiced tirelessly to ensure a swift and dramatic kill. This wasn't mercy, it was calculated cruelty disguised as compassion, meant to silence Anne swiftly and permanently. Anne spent her final hours with eerie composure. Observers noted she joked lightly about her fate, remarking wryly that she'd soon be Anne sans tête, Anne without a head. Modern psychology suggests this calm masked deep trauma, emotional dissociation shielding her from unbearable fear and pain. Her greatest torment wasn't physical death, but the agonizing worry for her daughter Elizabeth's uncertain future. The morning of Anne's execution dawned deceptively bright over London. Crowds gathered outside the tower, encouraged to treat the event as entertainment. Anne's scaffold was intentionally low, robbing her of dignity and placing her within reach of jeering spectators. This wasn't punishment, it was brutal public spectacle, intended to break the spirit of anyone dreaming of defying royal power. In her final speech, Anne chose words carefully, acknowledging the law while subtly challenging the legitimacy of her sentence. Her brief moment of defiance would echo through history, a quiet rebellion against the king's overwhelming might. Anne's body was hastily buried in a narrow chest, placed in an unmarked grave beneath the chapel floor, forgotten by those eager to please the king. No proper coffin was prepared, another calculated insult designed to erase her even in death. Henry's cruelty extended beyond Anne. He systematically dismantled England's monasteries, stripping them of wealth and power. Hundreds were destroyed, their communities displaced, their histories obliterated. His brutality reached into every corner of his court. No one was safe from his wrath. Thomas More, his trusted chancellor, was executed for refusing to accept Henry's supremacy over the church. His chief minister, Thomas Cromwell, instrumental in Anne's downfall, was later executed in the same ruthless manner he had orchestrated for others. Henry's reign was a continuous cycle of suspicion, betrayal, and execution, solidifying his image as a tyrant whose cruelty knew no bounds. Yet history has reclaimed truth from shadows. Henry VIII's attempts to obliterate Anne's legacy ultimately failed. Elizabeth, Anne's daughter, rose from disgrace to ascend the throne in 1558. Elizabeth's reign became one of England's most glorious eras, marked by stability and cultural flourishing. Many see Elizabeth's triumph as Anne's ultimate justice. Henry's reputation, meanwhile, deteriorated over time, remembered as a tyrant who murdered his wives, destroyed monasteries, and terrorized his court. Henry VIII's legacy became synonymous with cruelty. Anne's execution symbolizes the terrifying extent of unchecked royal power, where manipulation, fear, and spectacle combine into a horrifying lesson on authority and justice. Yet Anne's strength echoed through history, inspiring generations to question authority and seek justice. Her legacy, despite Henry's intentions, endured. Today, Anne Boleyn's story resonates deeply, mirroring modern issues of power, gender, misinformation, and justice. Her life, and especially her death, warn us about the dangers of absolute power and remind us of our collective responsibility to protect truth. Anne's ultimate revenge lies not just in Elizabeth's reign, but in the fact we still remember and honour her resilience today. Henry VIII may have taken Anne's life, but he failed spectacularly in destroying her legacy. 5 centuries later, Anne Boleyn remains unforgettable, a symbol of defiance, dignity, and the enduring human spirit.